Welcome to another episode of Sip and Say with AnDerecco, and my guest that I have with me on today is Miss Jazielle and Miss Blossom. And how are you ladies doing today?
Great, how are you?
I'm
doing great.
Good. And so basically what today is, we're just going to talk about certain things. So I know we have met Jazielle before, Miss Triplett, and I want to go ahead and introduce Mrs. Blossom. So go ahead.
Hi everybody, I am Blossom C. Brown. I am a trans health advocate, actress, blogger, motivational speaker, and Greater Than A's ambassador. I just got my degree from Mississippi University for Women as the first transgender woman of color to get her bachelor's degree in public health. Most people might remember me from season 1 of Caitlyn Jenner's docuseries I Am Kate, and for my appearance on Ellen this season, season 13, in which they helped me go to nursing school. And so I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad to have you. Glad to have you. And Miss Jazielle, go ahead and reintroduce yourself to everyone.
Well, yes, I am Jazielle Triplett, and I'm also a transgender health advocate. I'm currently re-enrolled back in school, and my major will be public health at Jackson State University. I am still working on my book. I'm still working on getting it published. Not only that, but I am working on my own small small YouTube series that features not only just myself, but also Miss Blossom as well. So we will be keeping up some dirt in the city of Jackson.
Awesome. Some issues that have been going on here in the state of Mississippi, not just necessarily Jackson, that I wanted to talk about was, of course, we're still in the constant battle of HB 1523. Mm-hmm. And, we know that Phil Bryant, the governor of the state, signed it into bill, and it's supposed to take effect in July. So what are some of your thoughts and concerns with that?
Well, me and Blossom, we've had this conversation many times before. But at this point, we're just waiting on when they're going to say the joke is over with. Because the whole bill is a joke. And that's my opinion. Blossom?
Yeah, honestly, it's just a waste of time. I think it's a waste of taxpayers' money. It's ridiculous that you would want to discriminate against one specific group of people, first of all. And to stand behind faith as an excuse, that's unacceptable, because people of faith even have a problem with this bill. Mm-hmm. And, it seems Phil Bryant only wants to listen to one side of the fence. And I don't know. To me, I've always said this. He's nothing more than a follower, not a leader. And, I think he just wanted to make Mississippi relevant in some fashion or form.
But he's constantly pushing it back. If he's trying to make Mississippi relevant like that, he's pushing our state further back.
Yeah, definitely. And when I say he's trying to make our state relevant, he just wants Mississippi in a spotlight some kind of way. He doesn't care if it's good or bad. He wants that publicity. He wants that attention. It's unnecessary, though. It's crazy, because we're the hospitality state, and that's not what that's not what we're about. We're accepting of any and everyone. We're very accepting of any and everyone, but right. A small group of people have their way, and it makes it seem like you're speaking for all of Mississippi, and that's just wrong.
Well, and I have to add to that. HB 1523 was really, really ridiculous to me. I've said that before. But what was really dumb to me about the whole situation is that people are just not using logic to begin with. Is because of the fact that because you're homosexual, are you saying that I don't have faith? Because I'm transgender, are you saying that I don't have faith? Or because I'm homosexual, is my money not green? Or because I'm transgender, is my money not green? I mean, and we have to also be honest within the city of Jackson. And be honest, very honest, let's be real. A large percentage of this city and the surrounding areas are in the LGBT community. Right. So for you to sit up here and say that you don't want to serve us at the restaurants when most of us are waiting at the restaurants, that is ludicrous. And I mean, I'm waiting on somebody to say, okay, joke's over with.
And it brings me to a point, I read articles that said that his son is same gender loving and everything. Mm-hmm. And he just took taxpayers' money, $500,000, to redecorate the governor's mansion.
That he don't stay in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the people this is my issue with that part. All of us are taxpayers. We live in this state. You have this group over here that's for HB 1523. You have this group that's against it. This group that's for it. Do you not see that your governor just gave his gay son taxpayers' money to redecorate public property that belongs to you? It's just crazy. It's like a slouch in everybody's face. So, are you going to stand for it? Or are you going to stand against it? That's like the issue in North Carolina with the bathroom issue. Who's going to be at a restroom and monitor who goes in and who goes out?
Right.
You know.
I know with me, with that particular issue, I get so sick of these people who think they know everything, that I always say, I don't want a trans woman in the restroom with my wife or my daughter. Well, would you prefer a trans man in the restroom with your daughter or your wife? Because that's what's going to happen according to your way of thinking.
I've had this conversation with a couple of people, and you know, they say, well, how do you know if you are trans? What makes you trans? Some people say, I've heard Caitlyn Jenner say that she felt like a woman inside, and then the argument was, how can you feel like a woman inside when you've never been a woman? So can you explain what trans
It's funny you would say Caitlyn. Of course. But, you know, being trans, one thing about a trans woman is that even though she was born genetically male, she's always felt like a woman on the inside. And a lot of us, and I'm going to get to Caitlyn on that, a lot of us, we start the transition when we're able to.
Mm-hmm.
I transitioned at a time, my mama did not accept it at first. And I had to wait till I was at a certain point where I couldn't get thrown out the house, where I wouldn't be homeless or anything before I could come out. In Caitlyn's case, she had a family.
Mm-hmm.
She had a great career. She had so many things going on that she could not come out at that particular time to say she felt like she was a woman, because she had so much to lose at stake. I personally came out around the age of 20 because I didn't want to go that many decades without being my true, authentic self. And see, now that Caitlyn's like 66 and doing it, you know, it's totally different story. Yeah, and you know, and I've always had to duke it out on panel about like the discussion of privilege. You have to understand something. Yes, Caitlyn is privileged as a trans woman, but she had to build her privilege. She did it as Bruce. So by the time when she got ready to transition as Caitlyn, of course everything was going to cross over. Yes, she would never know the exact trans experience, what trans people have to go through as far as the name change thing. You know, it might take me a good year to even get a court date. It just took her with a snap of a finger.
Right.
And just so many other different things. And so, you know, to a certain extent, I feel like we're all privileged. Everybody here at this table is privileged. You have to look at it a certain way, from a certain angle. Because I know before then, I thought I was a gay male. I came out as gay in high school, and I was just like, no, because even though I could have boyfriends and everything, I still didn't, you know. And then I went on and took on like an androgynous kind of non-binary look about myself. And then when I was able to fully transition, I felt so much better.
Really?
You know, it's individual. Like you discover it in your own time, in your own will. There's really no certain right way of discovering if you're gay or trans or whatnot.
Well, me personally, I have gone through so many different transitions in my life. If my parents were sitting right here, they can vouch for every word that I say. When I was 3, I was walking in heels and playing in bras and playing in hair and performing Whitney Houston songs in the living room, and they thought it was cute, you know. But I come from a very religious family and a very political family, so it took all that I could just to come out as gay. You know, and then even being gay was hard for them to swallow. So, I mean, I even took it upon myself to, I felt like if I gave my parents some kids, then maybe they'd get out my back and I could do what I want to do. So I was actually engaged to a woman. We were together for 2 years. And she was pregnant twice, and she had an abortion twice. And I didn't find out until my sister told me. My sister had finally found out. And so when she found that out, I said, well, you know what? I'm fit to start living my life the way I want to. And just not caring what other people, think about me. I already had the gender dysphoria. The whole time that I was living my life as a male, me personally, I just felt like a lesbian because I already knew that I wanted to live my life as a woman, but you was steady trying to date a woman and you was dating, male guys and even dating a homosexual man. I still felt like a lesbian. Anywhere you go, I knew in the inside, in the gender dysphoria that I had been experiencing, I always viewed myself as a female. So eventually, when I mustered up enough strength to say, this is what you're going to have to do if you're going to have happiness within yourself, at least for your mental, I had to break it on down and I just had to start doing and living my life for me. But when someone is transgender, they will go through that dysphoria. And me personally, I really do believe that it dates back to early childhood. But the thing is, when I was coming up in the 80s, gender dysphoria didn't have a definition that I knew of. Things are really, coming together as far as with the transgender population, and the facts are coming in, the science is coming in. So we're finding out more information that we didn't know in the 80s. So I am completely happy now. And for anyone that's transgender and that's watching, if you are having those feelings, please take your time, think about what you're doing, and make sure this is the decision that you want to do. Don't do it because it's trendy. Don't do it because you feel like this is what you want to do for the time being. This is a life choice, and it's not very easy. And when I say life choice, what I mean is a lot of people are homosexual on the inside. A lot of people are transgender on the inside. A lot of people are racist on the inside. But it's a choice to display how you feel on the inside.
When you said that, you made me think about, you say some of the things that you went through. And I know that many children, when they are finding themselves or coming into themselves, they say, okay, I can't talk to this person because my family is very religious, or I feel left alone. I feel like I'm the only one. And you have a lot of suicide rate. You have a high suicide rate in the LGBT community, especially when it comes to preteens, not just teenagers, but preteens. What I'm discovering, like 11 and 12-year-olds are killing themselves because they feel like they have no one.
But like I will say this, and make sure I said this in my video today. If y'all go on my Facebook page, both my pages, it's not all.
Go ahead and give them, if you don't mind, if you want to give them your.
Yeah, guys. First of all, follow me on social media. Twitter at Miss Blossom 9210. Like my Facebook page, it's Blossom C Brown, public figure. I do a lot of updates up there. I love the AnDerecco fans and everything. But like I said today, it's not all black cis women that are doing that. Mm-hmm. Those that stand with us, those who don't have low self-esteem. We're not talking to you, because I feel that those women that do that to trans women are those that are intimidated by us. Mm-hmm. They have low self-esteem about themselves, and they want to put off their self-conscious issues.
Or been hurt by a man that left her
for a trans woman.
I'm here. I'm sorry if I was in your man's phone. I do apologize for that. I didn't know that he was with you first. I apologize. I gave him back.
She's too much.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, and I think these kind of conversations are important to have. Mm-hmm. But what bothered me more wasn't even the girl. It was the comments that came afterwards. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to keep it real. It's always us that don't understand as quickly as everyone else. And those of us have the big issue about it. Someone said something about mental psychosis. Like they're getting into stuff they don't even know what they're talking about. If you don't have a profession in it, what are you saying? Right. You know what I mean? Like, this is my whole thing with religion and everything. God foresaw your entire life. He knows who you're going to meet, who you're not going to meet, who you're going to be, who you're not going to be. He foresaw your entire journey from the time you come out of your womb to the day you die. This is a part of our journey. Whether you're gay, straight, bi, it doesn't matter. Like, let it go. Seriously, just let it go.
It hurts too bad. Well, let's talk about the high school in California that won't let this lesbian couple couple be prom queens. What do you think about that? The principal says allowing 2 prom queens would amount to gender discrimination and violate federal law.
Well, why would they have 2 prom queens? Is one stud or one tail?
One of them looks to be stud.
Then he need to be the prom king. If he got the votes and he looks like the stud, then he need to be the prom king. And if the other girl, she's beautiful and classy and she made it for prom queen then.
Staffers at the football high school in Redding, California are deciding against the idea of a lesbian couple being prom queen and prom queen. So apparently one has won. Okay, 16-year-old Haley and her girlfriend have since rounded up 100 signatures and written the petition urging the school to promptly change the rules. So apparently one of them won prom queen and she wants to take her date instead of having a prom king.
Oh, well see, this is my solution to that. Like I said earlier, everything that's done has been done. Ain't nothing new under the sun. I went to the military ball and the prom with my boyfriend at Forest Hill High School, years 97, 96 and 97 and 98. Sometimes you just do things and you worry about the consequences later. You worry about the paparazzi later. You know, when my mama always told me high school and college were going to be some of your best days. Mm-hmm. So I made the best out of it. I wasn't going to continue to be picked on. I wasn't finna sit up here and go to the prom of the military ball with a girl. I'm not screwing her. I'm not finna do anything with a girl. I'm not finna have fun with a girl. I am not a heterosexual man. I went to the prom and the military ball. And the reason why I did this is because I wanted to kind of break down the barriers for the city of Jackson. You know, my house mother, Ivana, she has paved the way for girls like myself, Blossom, and others around that are able to have the freedom to live their life within the LGBT community without being hurt. But back in my day, and back in Ivana's day, you could get terribly hurt for even being out or just being on the wrong street, just even being homosexual, you know, much less, you know, transgender. So when I did that in high school, I was doing that to prove a point that I'm here, I'm me, and I'm happy, and there's nothing more that you can say. You can't call me a punk. You can't call me a homosexual. We know that. We all know. It's not news. So I rolled up in my limo with my boyfriend and my entourage.
Honestly, I didn't even go to my junior prom. I went to my senior prom because let me tell you something, for more reasons than one, I was pretty upset in high school. I used to be angry all the time at so many different things, and you'll find out why this summer. I don't want to get into it right here, right now. That's coming up on one of my next projects. But I was really upset, and I just was not into the whole high school thing, to be honest. I was ready to drop out of school, to be honest. But why take away that moment from those kids? Like, let them be kids. You know what I mean? Let them express themselves. It's fun. There's nothing wrong with it. And I think that people make such a big deal over nothing that has nothing to do with them. Nothing. How is it violating laws? Like, California is pretty much an open book compared to Mississippi.
It is.
It is an open book. I've been out to Los Angeles and I've worked in San Francisco a lot. And I just don't get that. And the shame on y'all if y'all are doing that. Shame on y'all for discriminating against those kids. Leave those kids alone and let them be themselves.
I think there's more media attention.
Makes me think Oxford just had their first I hate that I could not make it. How was it?
Yeah, I went. It was wonderful, you guys. The support, I was really surprised with all the support. It drew a big crowd, and you know, marching with those people and just seeing those that were on the sidelines just cheering everybody on. And when we got to the square, like, everybody was there. Like, there were trumpet players on this side and everybody was just waving and shouting, and it was just so nice to see that. And I was just really happy to see Oxford, Mississippi do that. It was really important to let people know that love is love. It has no sexual orientation or gender identity. You know, it's okay to be an ally of the community and just be supportive. Sometimes I think our allies take more of a bigger hit than we do as trans and gay people, and it's just wrong. But I'm so proud, and I think they're so brave to stand and fight with us. So shout out to all you allies out there, because without you, we wouldn't be able to stand up
And we love you too.
Yeah.
This is a new thing that I just come across. Michigan Board of Education president told policymakers and educators in Dearborn that lesbians, gay, bisexual, and transgender students should be acknowledged and embraced in school to help improve learning and life outcomes. Michigan Board of Education has proposed guidelines that suggest schools could, if they so choose, allow transgender students to use the bathroom of their choice. All right, Michigan.
Amen. You know, I wanted to speak a little bit on that. Within the city of Jackson, I have also been speaking within the LGBT community, fraternities and sororities. The vision that I have for that, and hopefully we'll see it come through. I want the LGBT fraternities and sororities to actually become chartered, hopefully on the Jackson State campus. Now, we have one that is chartered in Alcorn. Did you know that?
I did not.
New Lambda Delta is actually chartered in Alcorn.
Yeah, Alcorn has always been a little more open.
So we need to get that openness and get that relatability within the Jackson State campus, within the city, because at the end of the day, a large percentage of the Jackson State campus is within the LGBT community. But
no shade.
All the truth. I can't still, I'm out. But what I wanted us to do was to all try to see if we can, in our own way, create our own divine nine. Why, when you're in the LGBT community, do you feel like that you have to fake the funk to fit in? And then when you're in, you have to sit up here and have some type of conformity and can never really be yourself and live in your own truth because of the letters that you have earned. So why can't you earn the letters that are for you and by you and be chartered for you on your campus? And you know, eventually, if that does come to light, then maybe we can be having our own pride parade in the city of Jackson.
I think there is one, like in the summer,
Yeah.
but, and we talked about this the other day or whatever, it's almost like here in Jacksonville, it's still separate but equal.
Right.
We gotta let that go. You know, I'm a big volunteer with the Human Rights Campaign. Shout out to them, because without them, I would not be where I am today. And the field organizer at HRC Mississippi, Harry Hawkins, shout out to you. You know, we had this conversation about HRC and other organizations getting involved with black organized things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because we've been left out for so long, it's hard for us to trust people outside of the box. You know, and it's just like,
Matter of fact, all three of us at this table, we support and we love HRC. I hope I'm speaking for all of us when I say that we do.
Yeah,
we do. And we have us. And so maybe what we need to be doing is we have our own event and have them sponsor it and then pull it in and tie it in. And so when they see that HRC has embraced not only Blossom but myself and Mr. Turner right here, then I mean they'll understand that they are not just for one population or one race or one set of people or one class of people. They're for everybody.
I don't know, with me, it's just like, I don't know, I love diversity.
Yes.
I really love to be around blacks and whites. And, you know, even at these couple of the rallies, the last two rallies we've been to, you know, they've been predominantly white. You know, people of color just don't come out and support it. And it's just like, it's really frustrating because this has to do with you too. Whether you want to believe it or not, I think it's important that there should be an emphasis on black culture, black trans women, black trans women, black gay men. I think there should be an important emphasis on that. But there's going to come a time where we all have to come together because we're all in this together. You know what I mean? It's okay to have these subgroups for different things, but we all have to come together. And when someone is reaching a hand out to you, it's wrong when you want to just bite them because you feel like, oh, you know, y'all are not for us, you're all for all white people. And it's, you guys, it's just not true. HRC is not one of those organizations. I have traveled the country with them. You know, they're around the world, and they really reach out to people of color. Whenever they have an employment opportunity, they really highly recommend people of color and other minorities that might really just need to be working, and you know, and there's a lot of organizations like that. But we as Black people, and I have to be honest, we've been oppressed for so long that we tend to just throw everything that might come our way away, and all of a sudden just blame everything to just like the white man or whatever. And I'm like, you guys, come on. You know, when people are trying to hand us opportunity, we need to be trying to take it, break the shield of the color. You know what I mean? There's so many of us that have done that. And just move forward with that. You know, I get tired, and I hate to say this, but I get tired of, you know, we blaming our problems on a white person, every little thing. There comes a time where we have to take responsibility for our own actions, and we have to change it. And so, you know, that's just me.
Back a couple of months ago, during the finale of American Idol, and, you know, LaPortia, Renee.
I lit up Twitter on that.
But she did come back. She made some comments and said, I do have a lot of people that I love dearly who are gay and homosexual. We should just respect each other's difference and opinions and move on. So she did kind of come back and apologize for some of the words that she said. And I know a lot of people blew up Twitter.
I blew up Twitter. I'm not gonna lie.
Do you think her apology was sincere?
You know what? I think it was. Shout out to you. Shout out to you first of all, Portia, for and also Trent, because Trent actually follows me on social media. He actually follows me on Twitter. Thank gosh. And you know, because they represented Mississippi so well. My issue was, the issue with us was she said something about lifestyle. Mm-hmm. That was really the big issue, and on my Facebook
I'm one of the
page,
people who really don't agree with that lifestyle.
Yeah.
That lifestyle.
On my Facebook page, I actually posted that, and when I tell you, so many of my Facebook friends came and they just duked it out with each other. Even my own family members came, because the word lifestyle to me is: are you eating healthy? Are you exercising? That's what lifestyle means. Being gay, being transgender, is who you are. Is who you identify as. That is your true identity. That's yourself. And, you know, I didn't appreciate LaPortia saying that either. But being on the media side as well, sometimes things are misconstrued easily.
Because she said that the interview was supposed to be about her journey through American Idol and the winning of it. And they threw, with the new bill being passed, with the anti-gay bill being passed, they threw that question at her. And I can understand not having time enough to think and process some things, especially when something just your mind is focused on this, and I throw out to you, do you like frogs?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I made it very clear that she needs, like, first of all, a good PR person. Yes. Girl, you just made runner-up to American Idol. You have to watch the things that you say. And a lot of the arguments was, well, she's still allowed to have a public opinion. This is a gag. When you become famous like that, when you become a public figure, you have to watch the little things that you say. Otherwise, things like TMZ, which picked it up, will pick up on it. They will pick up on it, and you have to really be careful, because even us, if we were like in the media, we have to be careful of like the little things that we say. True. To be honest, even though we want to really just let them have it, like yes. Let them have it, but you have to be careful because your image is also on the line as well. And I had to sit there and I had to really think, because I came down a little hard on her myself. I'm not going to lie, because the lifestyle thing really bothered me. But I was just like, well, I have to think about my own experience or whatever. The media will take one little thing and misconstrue it. Because the reporter who was actually out there, Courtney Ann Jackson, shout out to you. Courtney. We actually had a good conversation about that when she interviewed me for something else. And it was pretty much a misunderstanding. And so I was just like, oh, it dawned on me. It was like, oh.
Is she sure it's a misunderstanding?
As far as I know, it is.
Well, you know, I'm going to be the one that's going to keep it real raw and ratchet. Blossom really tries to keep it very professional. She's the yin and I'm the yang. Kudos to you. I'm going to ease up on you because you did stay here within the city of Jackson with your album. And hopefully you do a lot for the community. And hopefully you reach back. But in future reference, watch what you say.
Do you think that people that have that celebrity status should support the LGBT community, even though
of course
we may be their biggest fans? but it may my biggest fans are the gays. I'm just gonna put it like that, general conversation. But I don't agree with what they do, but I respect them. Should I advocate for them?
Well, I have one word for that. One word. Lemonade. Did you catch it? Now sip on that.
I'm gonna say this. You have to be mindful of everyone. I feel like you should be unbiased because you have gays that buy your music, you have trans people that buy your music, you have straight people that buy the music.
Especially when it comes to a drag show.
Yeah.
Well, then we gotta keep it real though. If you're really gonna be that successful in the music industry, I don't care if it's rap, hip hop, reggae, even gospel music, baby. When it comes to the music industry, baby, if you do not have the gay vote, you don't have a vote, baby. Everybody that is successful and very successful, baby, gets the support from the LGBT community. So if you feel like that you don't like the LGBT community, you may need to go into accounting or something to go work at Trust or Regents or something, baby. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, we made Beyonce. We made Rihanna. We made Mariah. We made Whitney. We even made Kelly Price. Is she still relevant?
Yes.
She's probably.
I'm gonna say this.
Oh, okay. But you get what I'm saying.
I'm gonna say this. You have fans of all cultures, all races, all gender identities, sexual orientations. You really shouldn't pick and pack on your fans because, believe it or not, like your fans can make and break you.
Yeah.
And your beliefs should be to yourself. It should be personal. I don't think that I'm going to go out there and say, hey, I don't like these group of people. I'm not going to do that because people, you never know who's looking up to you. And I think LaPortia needed to understand that it will take a good PR person for you to watch the things that you say because those little comments right there could make or break you. And like I said, though, I had to see it from the other side, too, because in media, things can get edited and misconstrued to keep up the drama.
Now, that's true. That's true, because we are sitting at the table. Blossom has had a lot of media attention, and thanks to Blossom, which gave me my start, I've had a lot of media attention as well within the city of Jackson. And also with the state of Louisiana, but through all of that media attention that each and every last one of us at this table have experienced, things do get twisted.
Let's talk about Michael Sam for a minute.
Okay.
Who's Michael Sam? Brief me. You got to edit this part out. Brief me.
He was a gay football player that came out.
Yeah.
Oh.
And got cut. Then he went to the
He doesn't work with HRC.
Canadian League, and he quit there. Correct me if I'm wrong. He quit the
I think
Canadian.
So.
Okay.
And he made a statement a while back in March, I believe it was, and said there's more racism in the gay community than homophobia in the black community.
Hey. Okay.